Welcome to the Paul Wallis Channel and to the beautiful New South Wales south coast, where we're enjoying a bit of a break, as you can see. Ben was born when we lived near the beach. Evie was 6 months old when we moved to the coast. We absolutely love it. We have to come back every so often to just feel the sand under our feet, get ourselves into the water, and do a bit of body surfing. This is one of my favourite beaches just down the road from where we used to live. I desperately miss it, living in the city these days. But there's something very particular about the benefits of getting the sand under your feet, into salt water, into sunshine, that is very good for a human body, mind and spirit. Every human body generates an electromagnetic field. Planet Earth does exactly the same. And when we connect our electromagnetic field to that of the Earth by planting our feet on the ground, we do something that is very healthy. It feels healthy, and it actually makes a difference to our bodies. In the same way that you would earth any electrical device in your home, we need earthing as well, and it can be done as simply as walking barefoot on a beach. The human body uses the electromagnetic field as a communication loop. We use it to sense things and react to things more quickly than our nervous system would allow. My body uses its electromagnetic field as a communication loop between the back of my throat and my brain. And I learnt that when a practice of earthing fixed my sleep apnea. Suddenly I realized the communication loop my throat and brain used to keep the back of my throat open when I slept was dysfunctional. And as soon as I earthed myself, that communication loop started working again. But you know, our bodies know this. This isn't stuff you have to process intellectually. You feel healthy when you're barefoot on the beach. You feel healthy when you're swimming in the sea, when you're walking through the bush, walking through a forest. And that is because we are earthlings. We are earth creatures. We're made of the same elements as our planet. And so to be out in nature is one of the most natural things we could wish to do, and it has a wonderful effect on our physical health, our mental health, and our emotional health. According to Plato, a human being is a unique expression of cosmic consciousness. His view was that in the beginning was consciousness, a unified field of consciousness, intelligence, harmony, order, and that it fractalized to form the material universe. And so the material universe is consciousness expressing itself and experiencing itself. And we are a unique aspect of that. And so everything that feeds into our consciousness heightens our experience and potentially our enjoyment of this human condition. And it translates into pleasures like walking on the beach, body surfing in the surf, eating, drinking, time together, and all those wonderful things that we enjoy as human beings. And when we talk about heightening our consciousness, it's not just about achieving some advanced intellectual state, it's about being more alive. And this just happens to be one of the things I enjoy. Some of us, we feel alive when we're really surfing on our adrenaline. Some of us when we're absolutely in the zone, in some challenging activity. Some of us when we're in a place that absolutely calms and relaxes us. When Plato talked about our origins as a species, he talked about an intervention in our evolution from another species. He called them children of God. He didn't say what they were or where they were from, but that they were another species, a higher order of intelligence who came and upgraded our ancestors to have a greater capacity for consciousness and intelligence. And that story, of course, repeats in ancestral narratives and mythologies all around the world. You can find it in the biblical, Sumerian, African, Greek, Nordic, European, Indian, all around the world. And then there's another layer to the story, because all those traditions speak about a further hybridization. Visitors from elsewhere coming to our planet and hybridizing with our ancestors. And some of these traditions are ages old and some very much still current. Now, when we hear from people today who claim they've had an experience of abduction or harvesting, it can be the most challenging and for some people the least believable aspect of ET phenomena. But it is the most widely attested part of the story if you go into our world's ancestral narratives. But if you can accept for the moment the idea that other visitors might have an interest in us in that way, why? Why would they? Why would another species possibly want to hybridize with human beings? Readers of the Bible know the story from Genesis 6, when the Bene Elohim, and I believe that's best translated as ones like the powerful ones, turned up and took human females. That text says they did it because they found human females beautiful. What was the beauty that they loved? Was it just skin deep? Or is there something unique about the human condition that is attractive to our neighbors? Of course, human beings are a unique blend of animal strength, mammal emotion, and higher consciousness. Put them together and you have the amazing species that we are. And it's not difficult to imagine that there may be things about us that are very attractive to our neighbors. The blend that we are gives us an incredible capacity for love and compassion and creativity. And so if the cosmic question that the whole universe is wrestling with is, can we do consciousness, intelligence, love, harmony as a society of individuals exercising free choice? It may be that humanity has a unique answer to offer in terms of our capacity for love and compassion and creativity. Perhaps something about our physicality itself is attractive to other species. We have a robust physicality that perhaps some other entities don't have. We have this emotional quotient to us that perhaps some of our neighbors don't have. Now, I'm just purely speculating here, but it seems to me, if I take seriously the idea that our ancestral narratives are carrying some kind of a collective memory, that tells me there is something about the human race that is attractive to our neighbors and goes some way to explaining why our wider cosmic family might want contact and might want some of our features in their own gene pool. When people talk about humanity as this kind of blend and we talk about enhancing our consciousness, I think sometimes people assume that our neighbors must be better than us and we need more of their consciousness. But you know, it might be the other way around. Just because another species has more advanced tech doesn't make them better than us. And the chances are that at a covert level we have far better tech than most of us have been told about. We're more advanced than we think. But maybe what makes us so special and so interesting is the consciousness that has come from our earthling heritage. The kind of sensitivities that come from being an animal, that come from being a mammal. And if you stop to think about it, birds have a better sense of direction than we do. They're often faster problem solvers than we are. Dogs have better remote viewing better medical diagnostic skills if they're just going to use their nose. Cats see things that you and I can't see. Octopuses, I've learned, have a phenomenal capacity for love. They sacrifice themselves for their children. And so when we think about enhancing our consciousness, it might not be about downloading more ET advantage. It might be getting in touch with who we are as animals, as mammals, as earthlings. There are aspects of shamanism around the world that are designed to help people get in touch with their animal spirit, whether it's a bird spirit or a dog spirit or a bear spirit or a cat spirit. And that might be something a little bit more than metaphor. We all have this heritage in our DNA. If I want to begin seeing things that I can't see at present, maybe I need to enhance my inner cat. If I want to get better at remote viewing, maybe I need to enhance my inner dog. If I want to be able to navigate the world without a GPS, maybe my inner bird needs strengthening. Now, we're not descended from dogs and cats and birds, but we do have shared DNA. And if I can put it at a very prosaic level, what person isn't improved by learning to look after a pet? I actually think that learning to communicate with our pets and with other animals is a very simple and significant way of enhancing us as human beings. There are famous saints in the West and in the East who, when people recall how wonderful they will say, you know, animals were really comfortable with them. Saint Seraphim of Sarof would always have animals around him. St. Francis of Assisi would always have animals around him. And to begin to vibrate in such a way that you are at peace with creation around you, I think is something very profound, and our folk memory has remembered it. So my reflection while we're on the coast is these are fascinating questions of our DNA heritage, of our relationship with cosmic neighbors, our origin as a species. But one wonderful way to probe that is not so much by reading or thinking about it, but just enjoy being a human being. Enjoy your physicality. And in this year, 2020, when our movements have really been impinged upon, it's a great and wonderful thing to be able to get outside into nature, breathe in the air, sit in the sunlight, and earth on the earth. And it's something I'm prioritizing all the more in this strange year. For me, coming to the coast, having some days off, getting some body surfing in, getting my feet in the water, playing with my kids is a very enjoyable way in which I do that. And I see it all of a piece. That probing world mythologies, that listening to the testimony of those whose experiences stretch our worldview a little bit in the 21st century, and simply enjoying life. To me, they all flow together. So with that, I'm going to say, see you next time. I'm off to the beach.